Coming up, the annual messed it up. Coming up, CNY Celeste. Sorry. Coming up, the annual CNY Scholastic Art Show, you will see the innovation and creativity of young artists from 13 counties. Stay tuned to see the amazing work from these students. Good afternoon from the Kathy Hawkins studio on the OCC campus. This is Laser Update. I'm Lauren Lyons.
And I'm Bryce Link.
It's April 20th, 2022. Thank you for joining us. Are you interested in cooking or working in a restaurant? If you are looking forward to being a chef working in hospitality management, look no further than Chef James Taylor at Stonewall's. Sajjad Karim has it all covered.
Through his past experiences as a chef and a professor to later on bring his creativity to Stonewall at Onondaga Community College and inspire the student to become excellent future chefs and keep the restaurant running.
If you were a new customer coming in and you've never been here before, I would highly suggest the pizza and also the grilled paninis. Those are so popular. We make our own bread and they come out, they're beautiful, crispy, crunchy, cheese melted in the center. It's just a great sandwich. So I would suggest to you pizzas or paninis or our handmade soups. So we have a char grill, so we grill off, grilled chicken Caesar, grilled steaks, things like that. We have a Angelo Poe in the back. It's like a rationale. The brick oven pizza, as you know, that is a big attraction here. So we pretty much have state-of-the-art equipment here. Anything that is new in the industry, we have it here in this facility. So it's pretty impressive. Teamwork is key in this industry. So everyone helps one another, and I stress the fact that if you're done doing something, you go and you help someone else, because when you need help, they're going to help you.
As a chair of the School of Business, Chef James Taylor wants to see his students to become more successful as chefs in their life career.
Chef James Taylor has some amazing insight. If this caught your attention, Stonewall's is a great opportunity for you, and it is located in Gordon on the first floor.
This semester, Chef James Taylor has made some updates to OCC's only destination restaurant. Sajjad Karim has more.
As COVID cases are decreasing, Chef James Taylor tell us about some of the updates at Stonewall.
We're kind of post-pandemic. People don't necessarily have to wear those masks anymore. Everyone is boosted, they're fully vaccinated. So we're more open than where we were before, where people would have to wear masks all the time. During COVID, we just strictly did takeout, like a lot of restaurants did, in the industry. But now we're back to normal. Reservations are coming in, people are happy, there's bigger parties, so it's nice. Obviously on the Stonewall's menu, we have the brick oven pizza, which we're famous for, and our paninis. We're doing new pasta specials now. We also have some vegetarian options. If someone tells us that they don't eat meat, that we can make substitutions. Or even what's really big right now is allergies, right? So we specifically say on our menu, any allergies, please let our server know and we can still accommodate you. So the students are learning how to do that. If I have a gluten allergy, what could I eat? You don't need pasta. We could make the same dish with risotto. So those are some new changes that are going out in the industry right now, and then obviously we adapt them into our classroom. The students have to completely understand how to make those dishes 100%, and they have to work together, because food comes off different stations in the kitchen. So each one of the team members, if they're on the sandwich station or they're on the hot food or they're in pantry, they're all working together. So communication is key, and teamwork, that's the biggest thing. Whether it's in the classroom or out in the industry, everyone knows it's all about teamwork.
Like many OCC programs, Stonewall's is as close to a professional running a restaurant as you can get. Make your reservation by checking the OCC website under Hospitality Management.
Here are some events that will be happening soon on April 21st. We have the Healthy Families. It will be from 11 p.m. to 1 p.m., taking place at Gordon Center, Space 7. Another event is on April 25th, and it's Planned Parenthood, from 9 p.m. to 1 p.m. at Mowini Hall Table, Space 3, Quad Side, right.
Now, on to some sports. Women's basketball has recently gotten a new coach with Kenny Grinnell. Jacob Laurum went and talked to her about her time as a new coach and her hopes for the season.
Coaches are very important both on and off the field. New women's basketball coach Kelly Grinnell makes that very apparent, as she's already off to a strong start.
For sure, this job entails way more than just coaching. It's more than just the X's and O's. It's caring about the individual as more than just a basketball player, but as a human. Our first game was November 3rd, so now we are 2-1, 2 wins, 1 loss, coming off of a loss last night. So yeah, just right beginning of the season. So as you know, my first season, I think starting off 2-0 was a big positive. Starting off 1-0 was a huge plus. You know, the girls got me a ball, you know, first win. You know, it's special. It's special to be a head coach. It's special to be this group's coach. And, you know, starting any season, whether it's my first season or 20th season, starting it off as a win is always a positive. But sitting at 2-1 right now, I think there's a lot of positives in that. We are a family, so we talk about family being our word. We have it written on shirts, we have it written on our locker room wall. The family bond that we have is very, very strong, and I truly believe that's going to take us very far into this season.
With the season just starting, it's already very true that Coach Grinnell will have a positive impact on these young women's lives.
Good work, Lasers. Will Coach Grinnell have a successful upcoming season? Make sure you tune in for that real soon.
For all of you baseball fans, Thursday, April 21st, men's baseball will play versus Genesee Community College at the Dwyer Stadium at 2 p.m. Lasers then will play one more time with Genesee Community College on Saturday at the baseball complex, April 23rd at 1 p.m. Stick around after the break on Laser Update.
Explore your potential, discover your talents, and transform your life at Onondaga Community College. Onondaga's expanding campus features 4 residence halls, the SRC Arena, and a new state-of-the-art building for the music department. Onondaga's diverse mix of students enriches classroom discussions, fuels creativity, and prepares you to be part of a community. Visit sunyocc.edu and discover why more than 40,000 students call OCC their alma mater. Explore your potential, discover your talents, and transform your life at Onondaga Community College. Onondaga's expanding campus features 4 residence halls, the SRC Arena, and a new state-of-the-art building for the music department. Onondaga's diverse mix of students enriches classroom discussions, fuels creativity, and prepares you to be part of a community. Visit sunyocc.edu and discover why more than 40,000 students call OCC their alma mater. Explore your potential, discover your talents, and transform your life at Onondaga Community College. Onondaga's expanding campus features 4 residence halls, the SRC Arena, and a new state-of-the-art building for the music department. Onondaga's diverse mix of students enriches classroom discussions, fuels creativity, and prepares you to be part of a community. Visit sunyocc.edu and discover why more than 40,000 students call OCC their alma mater.
We know how hard the end of the semester can be. So if you're having trouble, come on over to the Learning Center next to the cafeteria in the Gordon Student Center. We have tutors, private rooms, studying materials, and more. When you come in, just sign in at the front desk with our lovely workers. Just make sure to sign out when you're done. You can go to sunyocc.edu/thelearningcenter for more information.
Here are the men's baseball scores. Onondaga Community College won with 4 points, and they played against Tompkins Cortland Community College, which lost with only 1 point. Colby Gidcombe and Garrett Stuckey have made 2 hits each this game from the Laser side. In another game, Tompkins Cortland Community College has 1 point and played against Onondaga Community College, which won 3 points. Jack Scanlon, Garrett Stuckey, and Eli Neff all scored 1 run.
Women's basketball coach Kelly Grinnell is on her first year of coaching her team. Jacob Laurum has gone and talked to her about her progress in her first year.
Kelly Grinnell is still hard at work, well into her first season as head coach. They practice every day right on campus at the SRC Arena, and it's paid off very well.
Going into this season as my first year as a head coach, I had no idea how it was going to go. High expectations, but didn't really know what was going to happen. With COVID happening, I didn't know if the season would survive. Definitely passed all my expectations, finishing number 4 in the country. We're going to the national tournament next week for the Elite 8. These kids just have been working so hard for the last 6.5 months, and they've earned everything that they've been given. Expectations blown out of the water. We use family a lot. Using the word family around them since day one has really made them buy into this. We're a sisterhood, we're a family, and just the fact that we have each other's back no matter what, and wins or losses. Thankfully, there's been more wins than losses. Just the word family, it means a lot to us. So we started the season ranked number 7 in the country. Some of the teams lost, we won, we beat some good teams. So we moved up to 4 in the country, and that's the best we've been all year. So going into the tournament next week, we're actually the 3 seed. So we even improved from last week to the next week. So we've been top 5 in the country for majority of the season.
Coach Grinnell and the women's basketball team finished in 6th place with a score of 25-4. Good luck to the girls next year.
Coach Grinnell and her team ended the season very strongly. We wish good luck to the team in the upcoming season.
There are many things that students are not aware of when it comes to the help available to them. The office, SOL, Student Orientation, Leadership, and Engagement, is a very good example. The story is by Arthur Oliphant.
Did you know that here at OCC we have a group of people working on making life easier for everybody on campus? The name of this group is called SOL, Student Orientation, Leadership, and Engagement. With the impact of the pandemic on our lives, SOL leaders are making plans for a strong end to the spring semester. The SOL office is located on the first floor of the Garden Student Center in room G114 next to the Laser Lounge. All students are welcomed to stop by, say hello, and get involved.
We hope that students will come over there and help SOL leaders reach their goals of making OCC a better place.
A new movie is about to stream in theaters on May 6th, titled Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, starring Benedict Cumberbatch, Elizabeth Olsen, and Xochitl Gomez. The MCU unlocks the multiverse and pushes its bounds further than ever before in Marvel Studios. Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. Travel into the unknown with Doctor Strange as he crosses the mind-bending and deadly realities of the multiverse with the help of old and new mystical allies to fight a terrifying new opponent.
Speaking of Marvel, Tom Holland, who played Spider-Man, is now featuring in the Uncharted movie, where street thief Nathan Drake is recruited by a seasoned treasure hunter, Victor Sullivan, played by Mark Wahlberg, to recover a fortune lost by Ferdinand Magellan 500 years ago. What starts as a job for the duo becomes a race to reach the prize before Moncada, played by Antonio Banderas, who believes his family are the rightful heirs. If Nathan and Victor can work together, they can decipher the clues and solve one of the world's most oldest mysteries. Finals are going to be here soon, and it's got me a little worried. During the end of the semester, students are experiencing a lot of stress towards their homework, projects, and especially finals. Vincent Tran decided to ask how students were helping themselves deal with it.
Nearing the end of the semester, I decided to interview some students about their stress going towards their finals.
I'm making sure to take time for myself, still prioritize my mental health even though there's a lot of school stuff going on. But yeah, taking one step at a time.
Staying to myself and trying to keep everything positive and keep positive thoughts, That's it.
It's really interesting to see the different ways that people deal with their stress. I know that I've been really worried, but I might take a couple of these suggestions to help me deal with some of my own problems.
Students come to OCC in order to begin their dream careers. Some people start those careers while they're still a student at OCC.
Sean Regan, a graduating OCC student, is already working in his desired field.
Experience at OCC has been really good for the most part. It's definitely different from other colleges. I've been able to work and do school. I've also been online for about a year now, which I actually really enjoy. I decided to go into the field of real estate because I was fascinated with the ability to do your own company and make your own hours and be your own boss. I never imagined myself being a 9-to-5 worker. I don't think I could sit for that long. Real estate allows me to be out in the community all day and show homes and work with a bunch of different people, and that really fit my personality. When I imagined being in the real estate field, I imagined that it would be a little bit easier. What I've learned so far is that it is a business that is always changing week to week. It's definitely changed with COVID too. There's a lot of virtual showings and everything now is online. But it's an ever so growing business and I really enjoy learning it. The struggle with real estate is that it's not a paycheck job. You don't make a salary, you make commissions. So you can work really, really hard for a long time and the deal can just fall apart even though you did nothing wrong. It just happens and you're kind of out of a lot of money and you've been driving all over and doing so much. And that happens to every real estate agent at least once or twice. I'm pretty content with how things have turned out so far. I definitely have been thinking a lot about the future. This is actually my last semester at OCC. I'll be transferring into either Lemoyne or UB. And with those two schools comes a lot of questions on how I'll manage to keep up my career right now. So like I said, it's a lot to think about, but I'm content right now.
Sean graduated last December. He is now in Buffalo working as a realtor.
As the semester winds down, many students will be looking forward to figuring out what they should do after OCC. Students were saying that they want to find a job based on their major or find an internship. And others have said that they just want to take a semester off.
Morgan, I am an associate's in art right now. I am going to go to a 4-year school and probably major in animation.
Terrell, after OCC, I was thinking about applying to a full-time job being a graphic designer.
General mathematics and science with the geology focus. After OCC, I'm going to be transferring to a 4-year school for either geology or science.
As you can see, students at OCC are looking forward to graduating and on to their next step in their lives.
What's next for you, Bryce?
I don't know. I'm just trying to get out of here.
That's so typical of you. I hope that works out. Stick around after the break. There's more after this.
Explore your potential, discover your talents, and transform your life at Onondaga Community College. Onondaga's expanding campus features 4 residence halls, the SRC Arena, and a new state-of-the-art building for the music department. Onondaga's diverse mix of students enriches classroom discussions, fuels creativity, and prepares you to be part of a community. Visit sunyocc.edu and discover why more than 40,000 students call OCC their alma mater.
Nearly 85% of students are saving hundreds on textbooks through Box of Books at OCC.
Yeah, so Box of Books is a program that OCC does where we charge you per the credit hour and not per book. It's a lot cheaper to do Box of Books for us because it's not charging you per the individual book, but altogether your classes as a whole.
Sign up for Box of Books through OCC's Barnes & Noble and start saving today.
Explore your potential, discover your talents, and transform your life at Onondaga Community College. Onondaga's expanding campus features 4 residence halls, the SRC Arena, and a new state-of-the-art building for the music department. Onondaga's diverse mix of students enriches classroom discussions, fuels creativity, and prepares you to be part of a community. Visit sunyocc.edu and discover why more than 40,000 students call OCC their alma mater. Explore your potential, discover your talents, and transform your life at Onondaga Community College. Onondaga's expanding campus features 4 residence halls, the SRC Arena, and a new state-of-the-art building for the music department. Onondaga's diverse mix of students enriches classroom discussions, fuels creativity, and prepares you to be part of a community. Visit sunyocc.edu and discover why more than 40,000 students call OCC their alma mater.
Today's weather is cloudy and has a high of 48 and a low of 34, and tomorrow is looking rainy with a high of 55 and a low of 34. Get detailed weather information for the OCC campus anytime at weatherstation.sunyocc.edu.
Next, we get laser focused on the Residence Hall Director, Trayvon Jones. He runs the 4 residence halls currently on OCC's campus.
My name is Trayvon Jones. I am the RHD for Residence Hall C. So part of my job responsibilities is supervising RA staff. So what an RA is a resident assistant who is a student that lives in the halls and they work for the Office of Residence Life. So pretty much I supervise them to be able to handle situations like I mentioned before, such as conflict mediation, and they are the big piece that students get to see first. The RAs play a big part in that in terms of building community. So I really keep up with the RAs on a weekly basis by holding weekly meetings to talk about things such as intentional interaction, seeing how the floors are doing, also talking about programming that's upcoming for the weeks, because community building is one of the biggest portions of this job, and if we don't have a community, students are not going to want to feel like they belong here. And pretty much my main goal is to make sure everybody has a sense of belonging while they're here at OCC. I get to have a chance to build personal relationships with students and faculty that don't feel forced. Part of other jobs, some jobs, it feels like it's a forced conversation, but because you get to live in the residence halls and because I'm also a resident living in the same community with students, it doesn't feel like a forced relationship. You know, you get to create genuine bonds with people, and that's what I like OCC for. OCC is not a really big community, but it's big enough that you get to know everybody, you get to come together close and be a close-knit family.
Sometimes when you come to college and meet new people, it helps to have a bridge to walk across. At the OCC dorms, Trayvon is that bridge.
We just heard about Trayvon Jones. Now we meet new Resident Hall Director Hannah Zimmer. Cece Solomon has the story.
Residence Hall Director Hannah Zimmer talks about her experience this year as she takes over Trayvon's position.
Typically as an RHD, I would supervise a single staff of RAs, and so I would have 5 to 6 RAs on my staff. However, recently we've been a little short-staffed, and so I have had to make some changes and oversee every single RA in our department, which is about 15 RAs. And I love the experience because I get to know every single one of the RAs and I'm close with all of them, not just the 5 that are in my particular building. Having 15 RAs on staff, we have a high expectation of them all, but that expectation has definitely risen in the past couple of months, being that I am the only RHD on campus. And so I really expect my RAs to be able to function on their own. They are allowed to ask me questions, obviously, but I would hope that they would have the confidence in themselves to be able to handle certain situations and not necessarily pull me in when unneeded. I personally am a very empathetic person, and so it's difficult sometimes to deal with these situations and mediate conversations and conflicts that are happening inside of the residence halls because I can really feel the emotions that the students are also feeling in that incident. And so I've worked really hard over the past 3 years in my professional role to make sure that I'm able to draw that line and have that boundary between my personal and professional life, because it would be very easy for me to bring home those emotions and feel all of those emotions and that weight when I go home at the end of the day. And so I think that as an RHD, I've had to work really hard in order to set that boundary.
Hannah appreciates her time at OCC and hopes to continue to grow in her field of work.
It seems that Hannah is following a similar philosophy of connecting students and the residence assistant that Trayvon Jones started.
Meeting your professor on the first day of class can be nerve-wracking. You don't know what you're going to expect. Here at OCC, the students of the sound recording program found out something very interesting about their professor, Shane Patterson. He was nominated for a Grammy Award this year on an album made by Burt Bacharach and Steven Starter.
Did you know that Shane Patterson, who is a sound recording professor at OCC, worked on an album that won a Grammy Award? The album he worked on features a song called Some Lovers, and it is nominated for Best Musical Theater Album. He got to be the audio engineer on the song and oversaw the vocals of Auli'i Cravalho. If you've ever watched the Disney movie called Moana, then you have probably heard of her. She plays the role of Moana. Overall, this was such a surreal experience for Shane. His hard work and talent certainly paid off. This is Lauren Lyons reporting for Laser Update.
Sadly, they lost the award to the popular Netflix series Bridgerton. But Shane has only just begun his career, and we hope to see him nominated again someday.
With the current pandemic, people are becoming less and less social. With antisocial behavior becoming more common, Kimberly Ortiz decided to talk about it.
An antisocial person is someone that is unable to associate in a normal way with other people. When someone is antisocial, they are either unmannered or they just like to avoid other people. Nowadays, it is more conflicting to establish a conversation with a classmate or even your neighbor. And it is because of the excessive use of social media and the internet. Although this is something that has been increasing for the past year, with the current pandemic, it is more possible you will become an antisocial person. Based on the lockdown and other restrictions, the pandemic may have caused you anxiety and depression. The constant feeling of being overwhelmed by the daily news and whether you are going or not seeing friends and family again. Now that the lockdown is over and we have gone back to normal, you feel the need to blend in, but nothing is working. And this is where you go back to isolation, thinking and questioning yourself how much you really need other people. And the thought of future lockdowns does not worry you. The idea of being in isolation again makes you feel insecure.
Now we know how to prepare for a lockdown without feeling down. Stay safe in this current pandemic.
In the annual CNY Scholastic Art Show, you will see the innovation and creativity of young artists from 13 counties, where you can see art and sculptures on the walls. The pieces that the students have created have earned Gold Key, Silver Key, and Honorable Mention in multiple categories.
Did you know that every year junior and senior high school students take part in the annual CNY Scholastic Art Show at OCC's Whitney Applied Technology Center? You will see the innovation and creativity of young artists from 13 different counties. Walk every floor of the building to see art and sculptures on the walls and in the foyer. Pieces have earned students Gold Key, Silver Key, Honorable Mention in multiple categories. The exhibit runs from mid-January to the beginning of March and is open to anyone who wants to see it. Congratulations to all honorees.
The exhibit runs from mid-January to the beginning of March and is open to anyone who wants to see it. Congratulations to all the honorees.
Thanks for tuning in to this episode of Laser Update. Stay tuned for the next episode for more of what's been happening at OCC.